Hey fellow Vault Dwellers, it's Angry Turtle, and today we have a full guide for this very unique and special weapon, Plasma Caster. As a lot of you ask me why I'm using the specific mods, what's the weapon, where did I found it, and I do have guide after this weapon was released and a review, but some information were missing. Then I think it's a justify after so much time to go over all of it again and include the information that was missing in the initial video. Then let's start it. And first things first, it's not a normal weapon like every other weapon. It's a weapon that you can only get by crafting and plan you will get from Vault 79 from Rex. And in order to unlock Vault 79, you need to basically finish Wastelander questline, what means either Raiders or Settlers questline need to be finished to unlock the Vault 79, and then you are able to buy from Rex, plan for the weapon itself, and for all the modifications. After you will obtain and learn the plan, you will be able to craft it under Weapon Workbench. Under Weapon Workbench, you will find it under Energy Guns, and it's called Plasma Caster. And it's unique compared to standard weapons because you cannot craft a non-legendary version. The only option you have is to craft a legendary version, and material requirements are as follow. It's not very expensive apart from the fact that you will need 2 legendary modules per craft. As a result of the crafting, you will get a Plasma Caster with random amount of stars, which means from 1 to 3, and random legendary effects. Therefore, yes, it's a slot machine model of obtaining the weapon. Science rank 1 will be required as well to craft it. Modifications from the Plasma Caster. First, you can swap the capacitor. You have quite a selection in here. Basically, you can have true capacitor that will greatly improve your hipfire accuracy, calibrated capacitor that improves critical shot damage, pulse capacitor that reduces your damage but drains power armor batteries. It was most likely intended for PvP, as I tested it on NPC in the past and it was doing absolutely nothing to them, therefore not really useful, unless you will find an enemy that is fighting in power armor with you in PvP and have 1 fusion core and you will drain it and you won. But that's not gonna happen. And I don't know what this is supposed to be doing. It's not really useful at this moment. And we have Prime Capacitor. That's my recommendation, whatever you want to do with this weapon. Prime Capacitor, because it will make farming ammo super easy inside daily ops, and it's way more damage. Plus a bonus versus Scorched on top of this damage increase. Then for me, that's the only capacitor that you should use if you really want to use this weapon. Other capacitors are just too weak. About the barrel, there are basically only 2 options from the upgrade. There is either True Long Barrel and Align Sniper Barrel. The difference between those two, Align Barrel have slightly higher range, lower AP cost in watts, and slightly higher accuracy in watts, because range, your maximum range that's stated in here, directly transfer into watts performance than watts accuracy. Therefore, this is a watts barrel, that's why I'm always using this one. If you want to use it as a hipfire weapon or aiming down the sights weapon, not in watts, then True Long Barrel will be definitely the way to go. If you have a mixed usage, watts and no watts, True Long Barrel will be probably still better option. But if your usage is mainly in watts, watts dominate, then Align Sniper Barrel will be recommended here. About the sights, unfortunately, we cannot put anything in here, and I don't know, I think there is no skins, or at least I don't have any. Now about the ammo. The standard capacity is at 20, and ammo crafting I do not recommend. Personally, I will show you the cost, but I do not recommend crafting this ammo. You will find under energy ammo the regular plasma cartridges, and as you can see, they do require a lot of copper, and copper is not so easy to get. It's not incredibly hard to get copper, but not super easy either. Then requirement of copper, lead and plastic, it's kind of expensive in my opinion. And if you want to go for ultra sight ammo, then you can see the yield is slightly better, but in the same time you will use cobalt flux. If you have a lot of cobalt fluxes, crafting can be an option, especially with all the perks that will increase the crafting yield. That's a base value, I don't have any perks equipped. But personally, I still prefer to just farm it inside daily ops. Way better option in my opinion. Now, if we take a look on the stats, it depends on your perks how much damage you will have exactly in here, but just to quickly compare with my 2-shot explosive Gatling, 2-shot explosive Gatling have lower damage than if you are looking for a heavy gun with the highest possible damage per hit. CASTER is the way to go. That's the strongest single shot heavy gun, if not counting something like a harpoon gun. But yeah, here you go. The very good damage per shot, really good VATS accuracy. If you compare VATS accuracy of the CASTER with any other heavy gun or even with the Fixer, CASTER is better in case of accuracy in VATS. VATS cost per shot, if you have aligned barrel, is around 30 AP, at least from my observation. I didn't data mine it, just from my observation, around 30 AP per shot. Then that's not bad for a heavy gun, especially the one that is a single shot. Really good range, of course, as we already took a look on that, and I'm using Vampire. I will talk more about legendary effects when we jump and do some quick demonstration how this weapon works. Now the combat performance of this weapon. Of course, you want to go for the headshots for the best results, and yes, it's really good. A lot of enemies you can put down in one shot. Depend, of course, on your special, on your build. Like if you are low health, then it's more likely to put down enemies in one shot than if you are full health, but that's just how this game works. Now, you don't always put them in one shot. Like in my case, I need 2 shots if my taking one for the team is not triggered. If my taking one for the team is triggered, I can put them down in one shot. Where is the super mutant? There he is. See, it's 2 shots if my taking one for the team is not triggered. If I have critical already, and if I shoot with a critical, whatever enemy, it's 1 shot. And it's producing a goo pile, of course. What's good and bad? It's bad for looting purposes, that they can obstruct everything and they ugly. But good thing is, you produce nuclear waste by shooting your enemies. What's a good thing? Now, what are the best legendary effects? Generally, I do have couple, but there's a lot at this moment that have a good synergy. Like, I like anti-armor. It's very universal, regardless if your build is high or low, you will do a good damage, as you can see here. And next, Blooded, of course, is still a strong position that you can always use. Then we have Quad, because this weapon have only 20 capacity, then Quad is really useful. And for the second star, if you can have VATS hit chance, that's awesome, because your range where you can go for the headshots will be even higher, with really high accuracy. And you don't need to reload very often, which a huge benefit, of course. Plus, with incoming Steel Rain update, I would say that there will be even more good effects, because you can use Aristocrat to have even more damage, but for me, personally, Vampire is still number 1. Even though it's a slow firing weapon, I still enjoy this small health regeneration that it provides, especially that damage difference is not huge, as we are living in additive damage area, although I was using all of those plasma caster and I enjoy every single one of those. Then there is a lot of good effects. And for the third star, of course, if you want to use in VATS, and if you will find one with 25% less AP cost, that will be awesome. I wasn't so lucky just yet, but one day I will get one that I want. And as you can see in daily ops, you're just looting way more plasma cartridges than you spent, because you spent 1 to 2 shots to kill a super mutant, and you get back a lot of plasma cartridges. As you can see, 16, sometimes more, sometimes less, but yeah, basically like between 4 and 16 on kill, that's on average. And look at those guys up. You see the reload. The problem with reload, it is slow. No matter what you say, it is slow. But this is very satisfying weapon to use, especially if you want to get a weapon that you will be able to use outside of power armor and mainly in VATS. As you can see, the accuracy here is very good. Of course, it's determined as well by perception, then your mileage can vary. Depends what's your perception and what you are using to boost it. But generally a really good VATS weapon for heavy gunners. And as you can see, after completing the daily op, you will get a good bunch of ultrasight plasma cartridges as a bonus. And surprise, surprise, I'm recording and I'm actually getting 2 rewards and 1 plan is a rare one. Thank you, Bethesda. And that will be probably everything you should know if you plan to use a plasma caster. If you still have any questions, don't hesitate to go into the comments section and I will do my best to answer them. But for now, as always, thank you a lot for watching and see you all in the next one.